Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Vishwaram. Hare Krishna. So it would be nice if we can all switch on our videos, and I hope all of you know that we are going to speak in English, and our next class in the evening will be in Hindi. So this class will be in English. Those who are expecting in Hindi, please join at 4:30. This will be purely in English. Okay, is that okay? Those who are expecting in Hindi, please join the 4:30 session. Okay, Hare Krishna. So I will tell you a very simple story from my personal life. When I was a small child, my father used to engage me in doing some worship in the altar. We had a small altar. We are from Puri, so we used to worship Jagannath. So we had a small closet. You know how in homes we keep in closet some laminations and all. So I used to see there used to be laminations of Jagannath.
Recording in progress.
Okay. And along with the laminations of Jagannath, there used to be one small piece of something which was wrapped in red cloth. And my mother used to say that you must offer dhoop kathi or incense to that red color wrapped whatever it is. So I used to always wonder what it is, and I used to put flowers on it and put all this. So I was very curious, and I asked my mother what it is. My mother said, when father comes, you ask him what it is. Then my father came, and my father said, oh, this is Bhagavad Gita. I said, Bhagavad Gita? Why the book is wrapped in cloth? And now Bhagavad Gita is very sacred book. Bhagavad Gita has to be worshipped. I said, a book has to be worshipped? Okay, it's a holy book, but it has to be read. Then my mother said, no, Bhagavad Gita is not to be read right now. I said, when it has to be read? And all of you know what is the answer that everyone gives when Bhagavad Gita has to be read. Yes? Bhagavad Gita, please give them permission to speak. They are feeling. When Bhagavad Gita has to be read? Old age, very good. All of you are bona fide, proper Indians. You are really Indian. Old age, Bhagavad Gita has to be read. Then I questioned my mother that why in old age? Why not now? Why not now Bhagavad Gita? Please unmute and then again mute so that there is no sound outside. And then my mother said, you see, if you read Bhagavad Gita at this stage, when you are a child, you will lose all impetus to study. And you will become prematurely detached. That's what my mother said. I said, is that okay? And then I was not allowed to read Bhagavad Gita, but I was very curious to read Bhagavad Gita. And when I came to spirituality, I understood that it is completely opposite version of what is going on traditionally. When I read Bhagavad Gita, I understood that Arjuna was trying to prematurely become detached and leave the war, live his duties, and Bhagavad Gita, Krishna brings a prematurely detached person and makes him attached to duty. And when I read this, I was thinking, what sort of misconception is there about Bhagavad Gita among Indians? That means we we have no proper Bhagavad Gita teachers. And in this Bhagavad Gita course, we just don't want you to become students. We want you to become teachers in future. And change the narrative of Bhagavad Gita among the Indians that Bhagavad Gita will bring premature detachment. Bhagavad Gita is not a book of detachment. Bhagavad Gita is a book of principled, oriented attachment. So we must understand that why Gita is not going to create premature detachment. Rather, Gita is going to create principled, centered attachment. So sometimes we, as Indians, we feel that Bhagavad Gita is for old age, but we must understand that Bhagavad Gita is going to help us to remain attached with this world with proper principles. We will see how. But this is some narrative that has gone into the society that Bhagavad Gita is for old age because Bhagavad Gita brings premature detachment. But the main central figure who heard the first Bhagavad Gita, that is Arjuna, was trying to get prematurely detached from the society, was brought back to the society and made to work for the society. Right? So Bhagavad Gita will make us more stronger citizens, make us more stronger, responsible family members, responsible sons, responsible wives, responsible husband, responsible students, and responsible employees and employers. So Bhagavad Gita is about principle-centered attachment and not to create premature detachment. So before going about why, so today's session is why Gita? Why we should learn about Gita? What's so special about Gita that we should learn about it? But before asking the question why Gita, we must try to learn who Gita? Who is studying the Bhagavad Gita and what is so special about humans that we are studying the Gita? Right? So we will recite this verse. This verse comes in Hitopadesh and also in Mahabharata. Okay? One person can repeat after me. Only one person. Okay? Who knows a little bit of Sanskrit. Ahara nidra bhayamaithunam cha. One person.
Ahara nidra bhayamaithunam cha.
Samayana etat pasubhir narana.
Samayanam etat pashubhir naranam.
Dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesho.
Dharma hitesham adhiko vishesho.
Dharmena hina pasubhir samanaha.
Dharmena hina pashubhir samanaha.
Okay, simple sloka which says that ahara, that is food, nidra, that is sleep, bhaya, that is defending power, maithunamcha, that is reproduction. These four activities are samayana, that is equal. Equal between what? Pasubhir naranam. Humans and animals both are equal in doing these four activities. Dharmo hitesham, but the speciality of human, adhika and viseshaha. These two words are mentioned in this verse. That is, adhika means additional. Vishesha means special. I hope you are able to see the writings. So these two are special and additional for human beings. That dharmaha. Dharmena hina pasubhir samana. If one person does not practice spiritual principles in life, then he becomes equal to animals. Now, why as human beings, why as human beings we have to practice principles? I'll give a simple example. Like for example, okay, anyone whom I know, Rishita, I know Rishita. So Rishita purchases a bicycle. And Rishita, if you purchase a bicycle, do you require license to ride the bicycle, driving license?
No, Prabhuji.
But imagine you purchase a car. Do you require a license to drive a car?
Yes, Prabhuji.
But why? Why to ride a bicycle you don't require a license and you require a license for driving a car? Please tell us.
Because Prabhuji, for driving the car, I need the required expertise and the required level of maturity. But riding a bicycle is comparatively easier and suitable for my age, and hence I don't require a license.
Just that driving a cycle also requires expertise. I was not that expert. I used to fall down from the cycle a lot of times. So that's just that just driving a cycle requires less expertise. That's why we don't require a driving license. Anyone else?
Prabhuji, traffic rules we need to follow while traffic rules we need to follow.
We don't have to follow traffic rules while driving a cycle?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, one by one. Shruti, yes.
Like riding a bicycle is much more safer for others as well, and driving a car is a little unsafe for the others as well.
Very
Like
good.
if I don't know how to drive a car properly, I can be trouble to others as well.
Yes, very good. So if you are driving a cycle and you screw up in the road, so you will create much lesser damage to others than when you are riding a car and you screw up in the road, correct? Like I always tell Sanatan, who drives my car, I tell, you take my car, you can hit my car to a pole, you can hit the car to a divider, you can hit the car to anything, don't hit the car to a human being. Because if you hit the car is insured, it will come back again, but if you hit a human being, he cannot come back. So that means when we are driving a car, we require a driving license because car is much more sophisticated machine. Yes. So car is a much more sophisticated machine, and because it is more sophisticated, it has the capacity to create more danger if abused. While a cycle, because it is less, so it has less dangers. You cannot kill others by driving a cycle, but definitely you can kill a person by driving a car in a wrong way. And because of its nature of highly sophisticated machine, car requires a driving license than a cycle. Exactly in the same way, humans are more sophisticated, yes? A tiger, what is the capacity of tiger to kill someone? Just with the claws, correct? But human beings have created atom bombs, nuclear power. In just my Gurudev Radhanath Swami used to say, a human being may look like a small scientist, thin scientist, but he can make a nuclear bomb and kill the entire city. And an elephant can look very strong, but maximum he will kill 1 or 2 people, correct? So we must understand that we have got a sophisticated machine, much sophisticated than the animals. How many of you agree that all of us as humans have much more sophisticated machine than what the animals have got? Yes, there is no debate about it. There is no debate at all about it, that we all have got a more sophisticated machine than elephants, lions, tigers, giraffes and zebras. And that's why because we are driving this sophisticated machine as humans, is it the responsibility of the car owner to get a license, or is the responsibility of the government to give license to the car owner? Whose responsibility it is? Can you drive the car, and while driving the car and traffic police catches you and he asks you, where is your license? You say, oh, I don't know about the license. Is there something called license? Like that. So then the traffic police says, chalo main sikhata hu, hajat mein dikhata hu tumko. I'll show you what is, yes, correct? Whose responsibility it is? It is our responsibility when we are driving the car, right? Sorry? Owner's responsibility. Very good. Very good.
responsibility, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you. You are getting into the theme. So it is owner's responsibility. Now another thing, next thing. So when you purchase when you get a license for the car, when the car is 10 years old, you have driven it 10 years. And when you are trying to sell the car back,
No. Beforehand.
as soon as you purchase the car, the first thing you require is get a license, then only you can drive a car, correct? So exactly in the same way, how foolish we are thinking we have lived the entire life the way we want to live, and at the old age we will learn the license. Huh? Just see. Is it not foolishness? We live in our own way, and then all throughout we keep on complaining, मेरे साथ ऐसे क्यों होता है? Why me? Why bad things are happening to you? Why accidents are happening in my life? Arey, you don't have license. Accidents will happen. And at the end, when we are becoming old, when the car is old, then we are looking for license, learning Bhagavad Gita. So we must understand that as humans, we have got a sophisticated machine, and Bhagavad Gita is the license which tells us the rules that govern the life which we need to learn. And that has to be taken immediately, and that's why this is the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. One more person can repeat this verse. Kaumaram acharet pragyo. Anyone?
Kaumaram acharet prajno.
Dharman bhagavatam iha.
Dharman bhagavatam iha.
Durlabham manusham janma.
Durlabham manusham janma.
Tadapi adhrubam arthadam.
Tadupamapi vadruvam.
Okay, arthadam. Okay, ठीक है. So Kaumara, right? It is said from age 5. Kaumara means 5 to 10. That is Kaumara. Balya Avastha is below 5. Kaumara Avastha is 5 to 10. Pauganda is 10 to 15. And beyond 15 is Kaishora. And after 16 and 17, 18 is called Yovana. These are different avasthas, the stages of human development, and these are the Sanskrit terminologies. So Kaumara Avastha is 5 to 10. And Kaumarat Acharat Pragyo. So this learning of getting a license for life or understanding Dharman Bhagavata. So understanding Bhagavad Gita Dharma is Kaumara Acharat. We should do it in our childhood itself. So how many of you are in age 5? Okay, none of us. So we are too old to begin getting the license. So at least now all of you should really understand whatever age we are in, let me get the license for life, learn Bhagavad Gita, and not just learn, apply Bhagavad Gita in life. So Kaumara Acharet Pragyo Dharman Bhagavatam Iha. This has to be learned childhood, from age 5 to 10. Okay, I think some people are a little younger, like Rishita, and I'm seeing some Bivan, like very good, So we are growing, we are growing. And this Saujanya is a very small girl sitting. Very good. Now the question is, can Bhagavad Gita solve my problems? Can Bhagavad Gita give me a job? So this? Can Bhagavad Gita give me a job? Can it cure my disease? Why I should read Bhagavad Gita? What help it will do? Right? Someone asked me that, Swamiji, you are teaching Bhagavad Gita. You were a good engineer. You were a topper from IIT and you are a topper from childhood. You could have done so much help to the society by being an engineer. You could have created so much of employment. You could have become such a big CEO. And you could have given so much of employment to people. Now you are teaching Bhagavad Gita. What you are doing? This is what he asked. Sounds logical? Yes. And you are telling that Arjuna was brought back. Why you became detached like this after reading Bhagavad Gita? I said, understand, Bhagavad Gita will not give you job. Then why I should read Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita cannot give me job. Bhagavad Gita will not cure your diseases. Then why I should read Bhagavad Gita? So we must understand. I asked the person, okay, look, imagine you lost a job. You lose your job. So now you are searching for your job. And because you have lost your job, will you stop eating? Will you stop going number 1? Will you stop going number 2? He said, no. I said, then why? Will number 1 give you a job? Tell me how many of us do number 1 every day? And how many of us get a job because of doing number 1 every day? You go to your employer and say, I want a job. And what is your qualification? I do every day number 1. He said, this is the qualification. Yes, I do every day number 1. That's my great qualification. So just because number 1 doesn't give me a job, can I stop doing number 1 because I lost a job? Just because number 2 doesn't give me a job, can I stop doing number 2? Can I stop eating? So when it comes to taking care of our body, because body gives signals, we are very clear of taking care of body. We don't ask questions. We don't feel that giving time to body is waste of time. None of us think. Because body gives signal. You don't go for number 1. Initially it will be a nature's call. After some time it will be nature's scream. And then it will be nature's howl. Correct? So body gives such signals that we are forced to respond to the signals of the body. And we don't consider it as waste of time. We never ask, oh, by eating, I don't get a job, so I should stop eating. But similarly, just like we have a body, we also have a mind. We are so much worried about the physical hygiene, physical signals, physical nourishment, but we are not at all worried about our mental nourishment. Bhagavad Gita works on a completely different platform. Just like food makes you nourished physically, Bhagavad Gita makes you nourished emotionally and intellectually. And just like mind, body requires food, the mind also requires food, and that comes by following and learning the principles of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita does not change the roads of life. It will not give you a job, but it will give you mental strength to search for a job. How many people have committed suicides because they lost a job? How many people have committed suicides because they got some less marks in mathematics? So Bhagavad Gita is not going to give us a job, but it is going to give us strength to search for a job. It is not going to cure our diseases, but it is going to give us strength to fight with our disease. I have seen many of our saints in ISKCON, many of my spiritual guides and masters, they have gone through such serious diseases. You can search in Google His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, and you search him, you see him, he has none of his organs working. And he travels more than anyone else in the entire ISKCON to give Krishna and teach Bhagavad Gita. Doctors say that it is miracle. It is impossible that this person who has all his nervous systems out of fail, it's not working, and he is dependent on 20 people to take him from one place to another, and you meet with him, you will feel he is the happiest person in the entire universe. So Bhagavad Gita doesn't cure diseases. It gives us strength to fight with diseases. Bhagavad Gita doesn't solve our problems. It's not that after doing the Bhagavad Gita course, you will have no problems in life. We don't guarantee that you will not get problems in life. We guarantee you will get strength to fight with your problems and to win over your problems. And that's how Bhagavad Gita works on a very different level, on the level of the mind, on the level of the consciousness, and it uplifts our consciousness and changes our experience in life. Like for example, this example I'll give, and we'll go to the next section. Like for example, imagine you go from Calcutta, you want to go from Calcutta to Mayapur, or maybe Madhyam Gram, Barasat. So from Calcutta to Madhyam Gram, near Calcutta, you can go in a bullock cart, and you can go in a Mercedes. Which will give better experience? Mercedes, right? Is the roads getting changed because of using a Mercedes? So the roads are same. From Calcutta to Madhyam Gram, the roads are same, but driving a bullock cart and driving a Mercedes is different because Mercedes gives an extra level of comfort. Exactly in the same way, Bhagavad Gita is like driving a Mercedes. In your life, when we apply Bhagavad Gita, our life, it's not that our life changes, our experience with the life changes. Just like the roads don't change when we drive a Mercedes, but our experience with the roads change. Exactly in the same way, by learning Bhagavad Gita, applying Bhagavad Gita, our problems don't solve immediately. Our experience to fight the problems changes. Is this clear, this example? Right? So Bhagavad Gita works on the level of consciousness, giving us mental strength. We are all working towards physical hygiene, physical nutrition. We must also understand that the mind takes care of the body. And later on, as we go ahead, we will see how Bhagavad Gita helps to take care of our mind, as in the further sessions. Okay? So then, what is in Gita, right? What is the basic theme in Gita, right? Okay. So funny example, 15 years before, when I'm just close this, 15 years before, when I was giving a session in a corporate, so the session was on energizing your positive energy. I go to many companies to give sessions on stress management and all like that. So the entire session got over, and after the session, the HR picked up his hand and said, "Swamiji, I liked the session very much." I said, "What did you like in the session?" He said, "Swamiji, I liked your smile." I said, wow. So then he said, Swamiji, I know the reason for your smile. I said, please tell what? He said, Swamiji, the reason of your smile is you are not married. And because you're not married, you could smile. And understand, this is what is the conception of all of us. Those who are married, they think Swamis like Sri Nitai Das are happy because they're not married. Those who are bankers, when I give seminars to the bankers, they tell, Swamiji, acha aapne kiya tha, engineering kiya tha. You have done engineering. I became a banker. That's why I'm so much in stress. Those who are bankers, they think engineers are out of stress. Those who are engineers, they think bankers are out of stress. Those who are working, they think Swamis are out of stress. Those who are ladies, they think men are out of stress. Those who are men, they're thinking ladies are out of stress. When we were children, we thought, when I will grow up, I will be out of stress. And when we grow up, we think, when I will be a child again. So that's why stress is not in a situation. Stress is within our own system. So this is the fundamental definition that Bhagavad Gita gives, because Bhagavad Gita introduces a stressed Arjuna. Krishna knew that there will be a lot of talk about stress management, motivational speech, and Krishna started the era of motivational seminars by giving Bhagavad Gita 5,000 years ago, because he has to start everything. Right? If motivational seminars have to start, it's Krishna. I asked, which was the first stress management seminar? The first stress management seminar is Bhagavad Gita, where Arjuna, before beginning of Kali Yuga, Arjuna was stressed. And the entire Bhagavad Gita focuses on this theme, this principle. What I am writing here is that stress is not in a situation. Stress is within our system. It's in our khopdi. You understand? It's within our system. It's here. Whether we are a banker, whether we are an engineer, whether we are married, whether we are monk, we can be stressed. And whether we are married, whether we are monk, whether we are engineer or banker, we can be stress-free because it is here. It is not there. It is not there. And that's why it is important. Through Bhagavad Gita, we learn that stress is neither positive nor negative. Sometimes when stress comes or stressful situations comes in our life, we try to put stress in a negative or a positive bucket, thinking that stress is positive or stress is negative, but we must understand that stress is important. Without stress, nothing happens. How many of you students, you can pass the exam by eating potato chips and watching and observing other students studying for the exam? How many of you think that it is possible? You just eat potato chips and see other students, karo, padho. हम देखेंगे आपको, आप पढ़ो और हम clear करेंगे. Like that doesn't happen. So just by eating potato chips, we don't clear the exams. We have to really work hard. And imagine a student, like I remember one of my students, in IIT we get items. all types of items. I am also an item, no less. So in all types of items, there is one item. So his point was that just one day before he will study, and whole day, whole night before the exam, he will study, not sleep, nothing, not eat, not do anything. I don't know, number one, number two, I don't know. Completely like a sage, Himalayan sage. And he will study so much. And 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock was our end sem exams. And this boy, 1 o'clock, he thought that I will take a jhapki, a power nap. And then he got up at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening. He was overpowered by the power nap. Now imagine such a person who studies. Can he clear the exam? No, he will go to hospital. So stress is neither positive, stress is neither negative, stress is important. And we need to know that stress needs to be managed. Now I'll give you another example from Bhagavad Gita, from Mahabharata, which is very important. You see, this was condition of Arjuna before battle. He was really feeling stressed, just like our students when they get little less marks in the exam. Mummy, nahi hoga maths mere se. Chhod deta hu mummy. This is not possible. Or sometimes we get a failure in our targets in company. Oh, I want to leave this company. This is useless. So nice, Sri Nitai Das has life. Amazing life. So Arjuna was completely stressed. He was thinking that I should leave this battle, and this is what in the first chapter is about. If you read in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was fully in stress. He wanted to give up the war and go back and live like a mendicant, like me, like Sri Nitai Das. And then he gets the Bhagavad Gita stress management seminar. And then during the battle, Mahabharata says that Arjuna was moving his hand so fast he was moving his hand that his hand was not visible. Like, you see, the hand was not visible for 8 hours from morning to evening. Is it not stressful to move your hand like this? Yes? So, what's the difference? Before battle, Arjuna was stressed. After he heard Bhagavad Gita during battle, he is stressed. What's the difference? Anyone? It's not that after reading Bhagavad Gita, you will not have to work. What's the difference? So,
Second one, maybe managed stress.
Yeah, very good. So what is the meaning of managing stress is there in the slide. So before Bhagavad Gita, before Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was getting utilized by stress. Stress was utilizing Arjuna. And after Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was utilizing stress. So one is utilized by stress, being overpowered by stress, and one is using stress for your productivity. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us not to become stress-free. This is not the lesson of Bhagavad Gita. We are not guaranteeing you stress-free life. We are guaranteeing you a lot of stress. But what Bhagavad Gita guarantees is not stress-free. Bhagavad Gita guarantees to help empower a person, strengthen a person to deal with stress, to utilize stress and not get utilized by stress. Okay? Now, the first principle is what causes stress and how Bhagavad Gita helps us in minimizing stress. So there is some data that is given. We'll not get into it, details of it. But once my teacher was giving a session in America, in a company in America, and there were a lot of Indians in the company. And the company was 80% Indians, run by an American. And my teacher asked the HR that, what these Indians, why do you recruit so many Indians in this software company? This HR, who was also an Indian, he said, okay, look, there is, just don't open it. There is something called the Indian mindset. And that's how we recruit so many Indians. So my teacher asked, what is the Indian mindset? So this HR in American company, true story, he said, okay, look, Indians are born to believe चीजें काम नहीं करता है, उनको करवाना पड़ता है. They are born to believe things don't work in this world. You need to make them work in this world. And then he gave examples. He said, every Indian knows when they get into a train, switch on the switch of the fan will not work. And every Indian knows how to start the fan. How to start the fan? Oh, very good.
It's a pen, Rosie.
Take a pen. All of you are proper Indians. Correct? Every Indian knows when I take out my scooter, it will not start. And every Indian knows how to start the scooter. Tilt the scooter and start the scooter. Right? I have seen in our temple, there was a construction going on and there was a carpenter. And the carpenter and the manager of our temple had some tussles about money. The manager said 10,000, carpenter said 15,000 and all those things. The carpenter wanted to talk with his boss. So he took out his phone and he was calling and it was not working. In front of me, the carpenter started tapping the phone. The phone didn't work. Like all of us are Indians are laughing, so they know all the strategies. And then in front of me, the carpenter opened the backpack of the phone, took out the battery and put some saliva, did like this, put the battery, and the phone started working in front of me. 4 years of electronics engineering in IIT, computer science in IIT didn't teach me this language of repairing mobiles, which Indian jugaad.com has taught to the carpenter. So this is indianjugaad.com, and that's why Indians are extremely special with the jugaad. You see, the tea maker, kheti, tractor, such a wonderful looking glass, batteries, third ampere, bale. So Indians are expert in jugaad.com, and that's how expectations minus reality is the definition of stress in life. Our expectations, everything will work nice. When I get married, my wife will come and every day put garland like Sri Nitai Das has and just worship me, my wife, and feed me everything. And that doesn't happen. When I get married, my husband will just bring chand, tare, everything. You know, like that they sing, na? Tumhare liye chand, tara le kya jaunga, all this in romantic songs. And that doesn't happen. When you join an office, we think my boss will just speak sweet words like a cuckoo to me. That doesn't work. When you go to a school and college, we just think, oh, I'll just sit down and automatically I will remember everything and automatically my marks will come. That doesn't happen. So expectation minus reality is equal to stress. Expectation is 100. Reality is 20. And our stress, please keep muted. And so, Hare Krishna, you have questions, you can raise your hands. So expectation is 100, reality is 20, and stress is 80. And I'm going to tell you another personal story that when I was in 2010, I was going going to give a seminar in IIT Dhanbad. So I was going from Howrah station to Dhanbad in a chair car AC train, and I was sitting on the adjacent seat. Middle there was a husband sitting, and the window seat the lady was sitting. So I was dressed in dhoti kurta, and I opened the laptop and started working on the laptop. I think for the first time the lady would have seen some alien like this with dhoti kurta and laptop. So immediately the Bengali lady started dosing the husband and saying, "Chikesh karo, ask who is he?" And then after some time, looking at me in a weird face, the husband asked, "Who are you?" I said, "I am from IIT, this and that." And the husband was looking like this, and the wife was looking like this. "Are you from IIT?" I said, "Yes." And immediately the wife started asking questions. How did you get into IIT? How much marks you got? What job you got? And how did you become like this? What package you got? And all those questions for 15 minutes. Then I understood that it's better to remain like this. So many questions the wives ask. And after 15 minutes, the lady stopped and gave me opportunity to speak. And I asked the lady, "Why do you want me to answer all this question?" "Na amar chele, my son, I want him to get into IIT." I said, "Give the phone number of your son. I will teach him how to get into IIT." So she said, "Amar chele pichone bosiche. He is sitting behind." And the lady got up, the husband got up, and I also got up to see the son who 15 minutes of question and answer. And the son is a standard one boy eating lollipop with the grandmother sitting in the back seat. And I was like, I have to teach him to get into IIT. Now, ami jani, a choto chele, and I know that it is small boy, but ekhonei to try korte hobe. Now only we have to try. This is expectations. Husband and wife were fighting in the court, just a joke. And the judge was frustrated. So, and the judge said, "What is the fight?" The husband said, "My son should become an engineer." And the wife said, "My son should become a doctor." And judge said, "Why don't you ask your son what he wants to become?" The wife says, "Oh, I'm pregnant now. He has not come out yet." This is our expectations is. Not just from our children, from our parents, from our spouse and life partners. We just live in such a world of unreasonable, unrealistic expectations. And those unrealistic expectations, more than our expectations, have a difference between the reality that creates stress. So Bhagavad Gita is a book that brings you to reality. It helps you ground yourself to reality. And we will see how, because our next 5-6 sessions will be based on reality. We will be talking about 5 realities that Bhagavad Gita speaks about that makes us stress and handle stress positively in life. So Bhagavad Gita is not a book of optimism. It is not going to make us optimist. It is going to make us realist. So it's not a book of optimism. We are not going to become optimistic by reading Bhagavad Gita. we are going to become realistic, grounded to reality by reading Bhagavad Gita. And what happens is, because stress happens when there is a difference between reality and our expectations, Bhagavad Gita helps us to come to reality. And that's how we must realize our own reality. All of us are unique. All of us are designed in a unique way, right? Like, I used to always give this example that, okay, let me take a, I should take someone who is ready to become volunteer. Palas, okay, Palas, I know so. Palas, you are volunteer, okay? Hypothetical,
Yes.
okay. So Palas, you're a volunteer for my activity. So Palas, you had gone to a company for a seminar and for some seminar in the workshop in a company that company has arranged. And during the seminar, you got a pain in the stomach, hypothetical, okay? And you're in Mumbai, so that's why I'm giving this example. So you saw the doctor and everything and found out that there is a big stone in your gallbladder and it needs immediate operation. So then you found out the doctor, and there's the best doctor in Lilavati Hospital in Bombay, and he's the best doctor who is expert in cutting the gallbladder. Now, Palas, my question is, this doctor, when you went and took an appointment, this doctor is jet black in color. All of you hear the good qualities of the doctor. He's jet black in color. His one ear is cut. His 2 teeth is broken and he's not able to speak properly. And he is limping on his leg, one leg. But he's the best doctor in Mumbai to cut your gallbladder. And you took an appointment and it was decided that next Wednesday your gallbladder will be cut. So on Sunday night, evening, you came down and to your home and you wrote a Facebook message and post, or maybe Instagram because more famous. So that, look, I am going to have a operation and please give your best wishes. And Palas, your Facebook post became viral. And now Aishwarya Rai in Mumbai is seeing the Facebook post and is deciding to come and operate your gallbladder. So you have Aishwarya Rai and you have the Lilavati Hospital doctor who is jet black. Whom you will prefer?
100% doctor.
Why? Just imagine Aishwarya.
Because she is an actress, it's not her work to operate on me. It's the doctor's work.
But just imagine what will happen to your Instagram account if Aishwarya operates you.
So if I'm not alive, because Aishwarya do the surgery, I'll die. If I'm not alive, what's going to happen to the Instagram post?
So does it make Aishwarya useless because she can't operate you?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, it
It's
makes...
not a job to do it, yeah.
Huh?
It's a job to do acting. It's a job to do acting, and the doctor's job is to operate on me and make me.
Very good.
Right.
So that means, just like it doesn't make Aishwarya useless because she can't operate, neither it makes the doctor useless because he can't do acting or filming, because all of us are uniquely gifted. If Aishwarya is put in the hospital, people will die. If the doctor is put in the box office, movies will die. And if both of them are put in TCS, you're working in TCS,
Yes.
then TCS will die. So we must understand that all of us are uniquely designed, and Bhagavad Gita, the first principle that Bhagavad Gita speaks us is to discover your own uniqueness. Krishna helped Arjuna to discover his own uniqueness as a warrior. Don't try to become a mendicant. You are not meant to serve the society like a mendicant. There are mendicants. They are also required. Monks are required. But you are not meant to become a monk. You are meant to become a warrior and serve the society. So all of us, like one time, one of my Gurudev, my spiritual master, was giving a talk in one company, and then in the end of the talk, one person rose his hand and said, my Gurudev is also a sannyasi like me, and he asked, I have a question for you. So then my Gurudev said, go ahead. So he said, what will happen to India if all people become like you, monks? Who will run the country? My Gurudev said, what do you do? He said, I'm an accountant. I'm a chartered accountant in a company, in a firm. So my Gurudev said, what will happen to India if everyone becomes a chartered accountant like you? Who will build the bridges? Who will cure the patients? Then he said, everyone will not become chartered accountant. And my Gurudev said, everyone will not become a monk. If chartered accountants are required, if engineers are required, if someone is pursuing engineering, do we ask him, oh, what will happen if everyone becomes an engineer? If someone is pursuing the medical, we ask him, what will happen if everyone becomes a medical student? Similarly, we must understand God has uniquely gifted each one of us with unique talents. Instead of comparing with others, generally we love comparing. Oh, he's becoming engineer, I should become engineer. He's becoming a doctor, I should become a doctor. He's like this, I should become. He's getting this car, I should also get a car. Most of us live a life of unrealistic, unreasonable comparison. And because we unreasonably compare with others, that creates unrealistic expectations. And those unrealistic expectations which are born from unreasonable comparison. Imagine Aishwarya compares with doctor because Palas ditched her to operate him. Then she will be in great stress because she is comparing herself with the doctor. So because of unreasonable comparisons, we get into unreasonable expectations. And that creates stress. And that's how this is a special verse which says, all of you, one person can repeat, Amantram aksharam nasti. Okay, anyone?
Amantram aksharam nasti.
Nasti moolam anaushadham.
Nasti moolam anaushadam.
Ayogyaha purusho nasti.
Ayogyaha purusho nasti.
Yojakaha tatra durlabhaha.
Yojakaha tatra durlabhaha.
Okay, very simple Sanskrit verse. Mantra, amantram matlab, there is aksharam is letter. Amantram. It says that every letter can be transformed into a mantra. No letter is useless. No letter in alphabet is useless. Nasti moolam anausadham. Every mool, every root has medicinal properties. No root can be said that it is useless. It has no medicinal properties. Ayogyaha purusho nasti. No purusha, no human being is ayogya, useless. Everyone has some good qualities. Everyone is uniquely designed. What is missing is yojaka tatra dullabha. A person who can find out good or his hidden talents in the letters, in the roots and in himself. And that's why it is important that instead of comparing unreasonably with others, and creating unrealistic expectations, we live a life more grounded to our own reality, what we can do and what we cannot do. Everyone can do something, everyone can do something. And we must understand that we are uniquely designed like that. Instead of working on others' strength, let us work on our strength. And that's how, let us count the blessings that we have received. I cried because I had no shoes. Then I met a man who had no feet. That's how we need to count the blessings. We have got a lot. Instead of counting the blessings, we keep on counting what he has got, what she has got. And because of that unreasonable comparisons with others, we create unreasonable expectations and create stress. And that's why Bhagavad Gita grounds us to the reality of life. And the reality of life is that we are unique. All of you are special. All of you are very, very special. Each one of you are uniquely designed. Each one of you have something which no one in this entire universe can do. And that's how every soul is unique. That's what Bhagavad Gita speaks. As we go ahead, we will be reading. And that's why Bhagavad Gita, it is not just a motivational book. It brings us to reality. It gives us inner strength. I'll give an example on this. One boy came to our temple and said, Swamiji, I have been hearing so many motivational talks, but I'm not getting motivated. I hear those talks, I remain motivated for some time, then again I'm depressed. What's the reason? I said to him, look, you come to our temple, stay in our guest house, we will make you teach, give you seminars on how to walk. One time we'll teach you how to gajagami, how to walk like an elephant. We'll teach you how to walk like a deer. We'll teach you different ways to walk. But only hitch is, we will not give you food to eat and water to drink. And the seminar will last for 4 days. What will happen to you? Now, Swamiji, I'll die in 4 days. Forget about walking. I said, Arey, we'll give you so much of seminars how to walk, you'll not be able to walk. Now, Swamiji, I need some food and strength to walk. Then I said, look, this is the problem. We may hear seminars on how to live life, but those seminars are not essential. We need also strength how to apply those seminars in life, correct? Just like we may give you seminars of how to walk, but we don't give you food. Can you walk? You may be completely an expert in walking, but you'll not be able to walk because you don't have strength of walking. All of you understood the example? So Bhagavad Gita is not just a motivational seminar, but Bhagavad Gita gives us the strength, the food for mind and our inner self, which we will read. What is our inner self? We will read exactly what is our inner self in our second or third session. It gives us food for our inner self, strength for our inner self to remain always motivated. Right? And that's why Bhagavad Gita is called the bridge that which helps us to cross over the problems in life. Instead of solving problems, it helps us to cross over the problems in life. So we will read this verse. Before this verse, I'll tell a little bit of story. There was a man who used to go to a company, and he used to cross a river and go to a company. And while going to a company, he would see a sadhu sitting beside the river and watching the river like this. And this man used to be always perplexed what this sadhu is doing. So after 3 days observing like this, the 4th day the man comes to the sadhu and says, what are you doing sitting on the bank of the river? The sadhu says, I am waiting for the river to end, then I will cross the other side. This man said, I thought that you look very intelligent, sadhu. You are thinking the river will stop and then you will cross the river? He said, yes. You are fool. Don't you see the bridge? You cross the river using the bridge. Why you are waiting for the rivers to flow? Stop. The rivers will not stop. The sadhu said to the man, I am not a fool, you are a fool. You are waiting for the life's problems to end. Life's problems will never end. It is like a flowing river. Use the bridge of Bhagavad Gita to cross over the problems of life. Don't wait for the problems to end. Problems of life will not end. Bhagavad Gita will give us strength to cross over the problems of life, which is like a flowing river. And this is what this verse speaks. We will recite this verse and end. Tama, one person who has not recited. Tamadidevam karunanidhanam.
Tamadidevam karunanidhanam.
Tamalavarnam suhitavataram.
Tamalavarnam suhitavataram.
Apara samsara samudra setum. Okay. Bhajamahe Bhagavata Swarupam. Okay. Tam Adi Devam Karuna Nidhanam. O Lord, O Krishna, you are Karuna Nidhi. You are ocean of mercy. Tamala Varnam, you are black in, blue is black in color. Suhita Avataram, you have come to offer your love. Suhita, हित करने के लिए आए हैं, हमारी भलाई के लिए आए. हित मतलब भलाई. You have come to for our own well-wishing, as a well-wisher. Apara samsara samudra setu, and you have come as a setu. Setu means bridge. Bridge for what? The problems of this world, samsara. And how? Bhajamahe, I worship you in the form of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, the scriptures. So Bhagavad Gita, the book, is also Krishna. It's an avatar of Krishna, because the words of God is also God. God is present. Krishna is present within his words, now also in the form of Bhagavad Gita. And by associating with Bhagavad Gita, we actually associate directly with Krishna, and that gives us strength to cross over the problems, not wait for the problems to end in life. I will tell one recent story which I encountered when I was admitted to the Bhaktivedanta hospital in Mumbai. When I was hospitalized almost for 15-20 days last year in September, the doctor was treating me, the junior doctor. So he came for an appointment with me. The doctor came for an appointment with me. He said, Swamiji, I want to meet with you. I said, okay. So in the evening he came and he said, Swamiji, after I completed MBBS, I worked for 1 or 2 years in a hospital, and then I suffered from severe depression. Then I said, okay, go ahead. Then he said, Swamiji, I was so depressed. Because I am doctor, I know what medicines have to be taken. I started taking medicines and it was not getting cured. I started taking more medicines, more higher power, more higher dose. I went to the topmost level of antidepressant, and still my depression was not going. I was locked in a room, simply crying, completely dark room. My mother and father were completely frustrated. They were not knowing what to do. They were shocked. My brother was shocked, and even I was shocked, but I was not knowing. I was completely jammed mentally. I was just not knowing what to do. My other organs started malfunctioning because of taking so much of antidepressant. I went to the extreme zenith. This is a true story. Extreme zenith of antidepressant. And nothing was working. And I was not knowing what to do. And for almost 1.5 years, I was in depression. I left the job, hospital, everything. I was just locked in one room, completely dark. And I was always crying and depressed. And no, the doctors were amazed. What is making me depressed? And I was depressed. I don't know why. And I tried everything. Then one fine day, one person somehow gifted me Bhagavad Gita. And then I started reading the Gita. And in 7 days, Swamiji, you will not believe, I was completely out of depression. From 100% antidepressant, top level antidepressant, to 0 antidepressant in 7 days of reading Bhagavad Gita. This is a true story. The doctor is still there in Bhaktivedanta hospital. And I asked the question to the doctor, your story is so inspiring that this is the power of Bhagavad Gita. But I said, what did you understand in the 7 days? We teach Bhagavad Gita for 1 year, 2 years, people don't understand. What did you understand from Bhagavad Gita in 7 days that you came out of depression? This doctor said, Swamiji, I just don't know what did I understand, but I felt so relieved just by reading the verses of Bhagavad Gita and I came out of depression. This is the power of Gita when people don't understand it. And now you understand, we are trying to make you understand Gita, how much you will get power just by understanding Gita. So it's my request that please join the sessions regularly. Try to learn and make notes because this is a powerful science. It can have powerful effect within your internal subsystem. It is food for your inner self, for your inner strength. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Anyone has any questions? You can ask now. So we will go 1 hour maximum every week. Today I joined a little late because there were some problems in the camera system. Okay, from morning. Okay, anyone has any question?
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, as a second-year student at IIT Patna, I also have some expectations with my placement and packages. Looking at the history of the students being placed. So am I also setting myself for unrealistic expectation by unreasonable comparison?
Unrealistic expectation doesn't mean no expectations. Like, for example, I am taking class for you. I'm expecting that all of you make some notes and open your video. This is not unrealistic. But if I say that you have to join 2 hours before the class and you have to stay 2 hours after the class, that is unrealistic expectation. Correct?
Yes.
So unrealistic expectation doesn't mean no expectations. Because without expectation, what will stop? We will not grow in life. So it's not that we'll not have any expectations in life, but what we are telling is that not have unrealistic expectations. So how do we know whether we are having unrealistic expectations or realistic expectations? So go for the placement statistics of all the previous years and see the average package that people have got. If the average package people have got is 10 lakhs, so expect some 9 lakhs, 8 lakhs of package. That is realistic expectation. But if the average package over the statistics is 10 lakhs and you are expecting that I will get a 20 lakh of package, then it is unrealistic expectation. But just because you are getting a 9 lakh of package, that doesn't mean that that is end of your career. People who have started with 9 lakh of package, they are earning now 50 lakhs per year. Right? So we need to understand a very essential principle. Listen, all of you listen very carefully. So the different situations in life are not destination but platform. Sometimes we think, oh, I didn't got a 20 lakh job, my life is gone. So understand that situation where you got a 9 lakh job is not the destination. It is just a platform to reach the destination. Sometimes people don't get into IIT and they think, oh, my life is useless. Different situations in life are just different platforms. They are not the end of life. They are not the destination. They are not terminal junction. Life doesn't give anytime terminal junction. Life only gives us platform from where you can go to the next platform. So see the situations in life as platforms, not destination, not just terminal end, dead end. I have seen some people, some of my friends who got into NITs and not into IITs and local engineering colleges, and now they are CEOs in the companies and they are recruiting IITians in their companies. And I have seen some of my friends who are IITians, they are still some low-level manager in some company. So life situation is just a platform. They are not destination. They are different platforms. Try to upgrade life based on what it is right now. And that upgradation should be a realistic upgradation. Okay? Is this clear?
Yes.
Anyone else? No one? Okay, that's good. Okay, yes, Jagannath Prashad.
Yeah, probably my question, I think, just piggybacking on the question asked before. Is it wrong to have expectation? Because means you want to be free from expectation, but at the same time be intentional about it.
We don't want to be free from expectations. That's the thing. We want to be free from unrealistic expectations. Let's be very clear. You can't get married without expectations. But you can get married without unrealistic expectations.
How do you stop getting attached to the expectations? Sorry.
No, you don't stop attaching yourself to expectations. You attach yourself to expectations. There is nothing wrong in expectation. Because how do you function without expectation? I don't understand. I just can't function without expectation. If you don't have expectations from me as a teacher, how do you function? How the relationship will work? You have some expectations. You are coming for the class with some expectation that I am coming, that I will get some practical understanding about Bhagavad Gita. Yes? Now imagine that expectation is not there. Then where is relationship? There is no relationship whatsoever without expectations. So we are not talking about no expectations. We are talking about realistic expectations. You can definitely expect from me to learn a practical knowledge about Bhagavad Gita. But if you start expecting that Sri Nitai Das will first teach me Bhagavad Gita, after Bhagavad Gita is covered, then he is from IIT, he will guide me how to get into IIT, and he will tell, this is unreasonable expectation. So, in that way, we need to understand that our expectations should be within the boundary of reality. Now, how to bound our expectations to reality? Now, that's the next question. Okay, it's very easy statement that I have to bound my expectations to reality. So, we should really analyze our strength and our weakness. So we should have knowledge about our strength, and we should also have knowledge about our weakness. We should have knowledge about my wife's strength, and we should also have knowledge about my wife's weaknesses. So sometimes people get frustrated with us, or we get frustrated with ourselves because we try to focus on making our weakness strength. So we should focus on our strength, not on our weakness. Sometimes we focus on making our weakness the strength, and then our strength also goes away, and the weakness also doesn't become strength, and we get frustrated in life. So let's focus on what we can do in life, and let's try to improve upon our strength. And definitely, if you improve upon our strength, weaknesses also slowly will increase. But certain weaknesses will be inherent to our personality. We can't do anything. Like for example, on a physical level, I have very much, I cannot digest certain things. Like I have to take gluten free, I have to take lactose free. One of my students who has become a doctor, who is now in US, she said to me recently, "Sir, you have a brown skin, but inside you have a white body like an American. You come to America, don't stay in India. Here you'll get all gluten free, all lactose free without problem." But understand, wherever I go, this gluten free diet gives me a lot of restriction. My travels and all, I have to carry a cook, someone to cook, and think about gluten free, because gluten free is not so widely prevalent in India. But I have understood and I have accepted this. This is my weakness, and then what I can do. So instead of thinking, oh, I cannot eat gluten free, instead of that, I have started working on how to make gluten free diet very tasty. So this is called, instead of just beating your head about your weakness, trying to find out solutions around the weakness so that you can live your life more wonderfully. Okay? So I gave a personal example. So what I'm telling is that to have unrealistic expectation means that one day I'll start eating gluten. To have realistic expectation means, let me find out what are the best options of gluten-free diet which is tastier and healthier. Is this clear, Jagannathji?
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question. I'm Vivek Chaudhary here.
Yeah, please.
I mean, not a question actually, just I want to, just what you have said, re-narrate, in other words, in my own way, without a paraphrase, that it's without taking actual stock of my strengths and weaknesses. I often get on the comparative mode and then I suffer from unrealistic expectations. That's what happens, I think, these days to most of us. We often get on the comparative mode.
Yes.
Without realizing, taking real stock of our strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
And then we get divorced from the reality, and then we keep suffering.
Yeah.
From unrealistic expectations, unrealized ambitions, whatever. Isn't it, sir?
Yes. And the main culprit behind this is the social media. I will give you an example. How social media is fueling our unrealistic expectations. So, this is a funny example, but this is a true story. From my window, from my room in temple, I can see the lawn where you have seen in benches in the lawn. So while I was drinking water from the window of my room, I could see in the lawn, one young boy and girl came and they were fighting like anything. All those young girls are fighting. And then they sat down on the bench and started fighting in the lawn. The bench was there, they were fighting. And after 15 minutes of fight, the girl took out from her bag the mobile and put the mobile in front and started taking a reel and started smiling and forced the boy to smile, and both of them smiled, took the reel, and then the reel got over, the mobile went to the bag, and both again started fighting and went away from the temple. Now if anyone sees the Instagram account of that girl, what the person will think, my goodness, such a boyfriend this girl has got, no fights at all. So the problem of social media is it only shows the brightest part of our life. And we come to a conclusion that everyone is living a brightest life and only my wife is fighting with me.
Right.
But understand, whenever two people come, there will be fights. There is nothing wrong in fights. But that is wrong in thinking that he is not having fight, why my wife is fighting? And why you are thinking like this? Seeing the Insta account.
Right.
So in this way, the social media is fueling our unrealistic comparisons because people are unnecessarily just uploading all their brightest part as if they don't have problems.
Right.
No one will put their problems. No one will put in Instagram that I am facing some stomachache. They will not put. And they will put, oh, I am this, I am that and that. And then you will think, oh, only I am having stomachache or what?
It's really a make-believe world that way.
Sorry?
Not a real world. It's really a make-believe world that way.
Yeah,
not a
correct.
realistic world.
Yeah, correct. That's how it is. And you also see a movie or a documentary called The Social Dilemma. All of you should see this documentary in Netflix or I think in YouTube it is available. The Social Dilemma. How social media is a marriage between. So what is social media? It's a marriage of, just like IPL is marriage of cricket and Bollywood. Social media is a marriage of psychology and technology. So high-class, high-end psychologists have been appointed and high-end technologies have been developed to trap the mind of people. And you can see the documentary, very well written and well drawn documentary. So, but we must understand that social media is the main culprit for fueling our unrealistic comparisons with others, because people are uploading only that brightest part of their life, right? But we must understand that everyone, see, I am a monk. No one comes to me showing their brightest part. They all come to me showing their darkest part. And I am telling you, people of Calcutta, the biggest businessmen of Calcutta, they have come to me and cried in front of me. And you see their Insta account, they're all smiling. So understand that don't get दिखावे पे, we say na in the Hindi, दिखावे पे मत जाओ, अपनी अकल लगाओ. Everyone is facing problems, everyone is facing issues, right? And Bhagavad Gita grounds us to reality. Okay? And especially in this age of social media, we must really get grounded to reality, because reality is really far off now, far-fetched idea, because of so much of reels and everything. Everyone is just taking reels. Okay. Hare Krishna, thank you so much. I think we should end here. It's already late. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So next week again, 11 o'clock we'll meet. This was just an introduction session. We'll take the first session on Bhagavad Gita on perceptions. How Bhagavad Gita helps us to deal with perceptions. Okay? Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.